Another organizational pattern that you can use for your persuasive speech is a statement of reason. Here, the main points in a reason-giving speech are simply a set of reasons your audience should think, feel, believe, or act as you do. So this is going to be set up, again, just with your main points of, just like you did with your informative speech, as far as your reasons why something is or should be, or why people should think or feel or act a certain way. When you're using a statement of reasons organizational pattern, you're going to want to limit your reasons for this speech to 3 to 4 because this is an 8 to 10 minute speech. You're not going to be able to cover anything in enough detail if you go beyond 4, and I would certainly recommend 3. And then you're going to think about how you might group or clump your ideas together to facilitate this, to get this into just 3 or 4 main points. Here, when you have 3 or more reasons, you're going to place your strongest reason last. Similar to the comparative advantage, kind of leaves the best for last kind of thinking. And your second strongest reason, you want to put that first. And then you're going to fill in between the first and the last reason with your other main points. And you may only have one other main point. So let's take a look at some examples of central ideas where you could use a statement of reasons organization pattern. Okay, students should not have to take coursework unrelated to their major. And then you would identify the reasons as to why that position you feel is correct, or why people should agree with you on that position. Conversely, you could say students should take coursework from a variety of disciplines. Again, why? The question becomes why, and the answers to why will be your main points. People should start planning for the future. Well, why should they plan for the future? And those would be your main points. The minimum wage should be raised. History textbooks do not tell the truth. If you enjoy history or like history, that might be an interesting topic for you. Today's kids have it easier, or today's kids have it harder than their parents. And again, what are your reasons for that position? Community college should be free. What are your reasons? A dog really is man's best friend. There are a wide variety of topic ideas, and I think that when many people think of persuasion, they probably think of the statement of reasons position. You may not naturally go to kind of that problem solution organization or the comparative advantage. Again, your central idea is going to guide your organizational pattern. You may recognize that for many of these speeches, we could use a problem solution organizational pattern, and that would be perfectly fine. We could use a statement of reason, and that might be fine. Comparative advantage, again, that's only going to be when you're looking at comparing two different things, or trying to advocate that something is better than something else or worse than something else. And the way that you set this up is going to be the way that you look at your topic. So let's take this first example. Students should not have to take coursework related to their major. Okay. If we were using a statement of reasons, we would set this up as to answer why. And you would have 3, no more than 4 main points as to why students should not have to take coursework unrelated to their major. We could also easily set this up as a problem solution, but we would change our focus just a little bit. So our problem might be that college is really expensive, and it costs a lot of money to attend college, between tuition and books. If you're away at school, you have room and board. If you're commuting, you have the cost of commuting. And so the problem, college is really expensive. Solution, students should not have to take coursework unrelated to their major. That would help to reduce the cost of college. So we could take that same topic idea, and just by thinking about it a little differently, we would use a different organizational pattern. So here comes the repetitive stuff. Overall organization, introduction and conclusion is going to contain all the same parts as it did in the informative speech. Attention getter, audience relevance, credibility, previewing your speech. Tell us what you're going to tell us before you tell us. In that conclusion, let us know you're coming to the end. Summarize what you just told us to help reinforce that message. Tell us what it is you want us to do, think, feel, believe, some call to action. And finally, wrap it up with something memorable. And if you can tie that back to your attention getter, that's fantastic. Transition statements. Again, I cannot say enough how important not only those transition statements between your main points are, because again, it tells us, okay, we're switching gear, we're going to learn about something else, but including with those transition statements an internal summary. So I just told you about X, Y, and Z. Now let's turn our attention to something new that reinforces what you just told the audience and helps keep it fresh in their mind. And sources need to be orally cited. Give us enough information so that we as an audience can determine the credibility of your information. Where'd you get it from? Who said it? Does it seem like this is reasonable? Okay. And finally, remember those persuasive appeals. All three of these throughout your speech are going to be critical. Logos, credibility of your information. Do you have good information? Did you organize your speech well? Did you guide us through as an audience, or were we just confused? You have a collection of facts and you're kind of not guiding us through. Ethos, credibility as a speaker, your connection to your topic. The conviction of your delivery also helps establish you as a credible speaker. And finally, pathos, the emotional connection by your audience, using stories, examples, anecdotes, narratives, vivid language. This helps connect the audience's heart through your words and your delivery. And that is a statement of reasons organizational pattern for a persuasive speech. So you have some choices to make. Your topic is going to take a large part of guiding which pattern you use. Some organizational patterns are going to be better for certain topics than others, but it's always going to be a matter of how you look at it.